Greetings everyone. Today I wanted to talk about the Springfield SA-35. It's a Browning high power clone. It's a pretty faithful rendition of the Type 1 or Mark 1 Browning high power. And I'm not going to do an unboxing. There's a million videos of the people doing that. Yes, it comes with a box. Yes, it comes with a bag. Yes, it comes with a lock. Yes, it comes with just one magazine. There, it's unboxed. I put several hundred rounds through this one in its stock configuration that you see here. And this video is more about making it optimized for carry and what I did to it so that I could carry this gun. This is my Springfield Armory SA-35. However, this one is not stock. It was stock when I bought it. I did buy it new. Actually, I traded for it, but I did get it new. And it's a 33,000 serial number. So a lot of the initial problems that they had with these have been resolved, at least with this pistol. This one again is not stock. This one has had some things done to it, and I'll explain to you why I did those things here also. Stock, it's pretty much a straight up Browning high power. It's a single action only 9mm pistol. So cocked and locked, you'd have to flip up the safety and all that to carry it with it cocked and locked, or carry it condition 3, which is nothing in the chamber. Neither of those ways of carrying this pistol appealed to me, and I didn't initially buy this pistol to carry it. I just wanted one, and I really liked this version of it. Wasn't a fan of the Turkish clones, and getting an original Browning, you'd have to get a used surplus one, and finding a good one of those, while possible, is a little harder to do, especially where I live. It's pretty rural and there's not a lot of options, so you have to take your chances online. So anyway, I decided to get this because this was as close as I could get to the real thing and still be affordable and all that. So I put several hundred rounds through it before I decided that I really like this gun. And one of the reasons I really like this gun is it's freaking accurate. It's almost like cheating. And so what I ended up doing, I decided I wanted to carry this. I don't like carrying cocked and locked. I don't carry the 1911 for the same reason. But I found on YouTube, actually, a company called BHSpringSolutions, and they have like a million videos, and I think I've watched them all, trying to figure out how I could make this gun work for me as a carry piece. So I did. I actually called Mark Allen. Actually, I called the company, left a message, and Mark Allen, who's the owner, called me back from his personal cell phone, and we talked for probably a half an hour about all the things, what they do, how to change, what to change to optimize it for carry. So what I ended up doing was getting his recommendation, and I'm going to walk through all the things that we did to this gun. Well, I did. He sold me the parts. I put them in and did the fitting. Starting with the outside of this pistol, we're just going to kind of talk about some of the outside things. Obviously, they sell grips. I actually like these, so I kept them. These are the walnut grips that come on the Springfield, and actually this is one of the selling points for me, is I really like these grips. They're comfortable for me. So some of the things you might notice if you're familiar at all with these guns is we have a different takedown and slide release. So the original is much shorter. It comes to about here, and you have to cock the slide back, lock it back with the safety, and then push this out to take down the gun. This one is the extended slide stop lever, and you do not have to rack the slide back. You just pop it out, which is kind of nice. One of the other things I did is I got their optimized trigger. So it's an 8.4mm wide. This gun is unloaded, so I'm not pointing a bullet at me, but the trigger is wider and it's serrated, but that helps with more pressure on your finger pad to know exactly where it is. And it comes with new sets of springs and a new trigger bar. that you fit to the gun, that you can actually adjust this trigger pull to get it smooth and to get it just the right amount of take up and just the right amount of wall and just the right amount of over travel. And then the big thing I put on here was the SFS safety system. And what this does is this gun is actually cocked and locked right now. And it doesn't look like it, but it is. So it's in safe, the hammer's forward. I want to fire it, put the safety off, the hammer kicks back, and it's ready to fire. If I want to put it back on safe, you see how that moved up? You push the hammer forward, and that moves up. So we'll talk about that a little bit as we get into the guts of the gun. And the last thing I did was, on the outside at least, was to put XS sights, big dot tritium sights for night sights on it. Because I'm going to carry a gun, there's a good chance I'll be carrying it at night, and I would like to be able to see. So that was what I did. Now, these sights are for the Springfield, and I think for the TSOS and Gerson as well. So the clones, these will not work on an original high power, but I don't have one of those. I have this, and these sights do work. So they're dovetailed in the front, dovetailed in the rear, and back up there. And they're pretty slick. All right, so taking this gun down, I couldn't do it on camera because I don't have a tripod and I'm just holding it, so I couldn't break it down one-handed, but this basically just pops straight out, slide comes off, you don't have to rack it back or anything. So other things I've done to this besides what I already showed you is the guide rod and spring. Now this is the stock one is just a bar, a single rod. This is actually a two-piece, well, actually it's more than two, but it's a buffered recoil spring. And there's a spring inside of here that adds a buffering to the last like 3/8 of an inch of that rearward cycle of the slide. So it keeps the barrel from smacking that lug there, and also keeps the slide from smacking the rear collision of the frame. And also, one of the added benefits to that too, besides of saving wear and tear on your gun, is it makes it a much softer shooting pistol. This is a recoil spring. It's a 17-pound recoil spring provided by them as well. All the springs in this gun have been changed as well. Inside the gun, in the trigger area, I don't know how well you can see it, but with this trigger came a new trigger bar that had to be fitted. Let me see if I can show you that here. You can see it move up in there, and I had to adjust the height of that as well as the shape of it so that it would fit, not snag. And yeah, and then there's a new spring. It's shaped a little different than the original spring. And then also you can see that little tail right there. That is a magazine eject spring, and I don't have a magazine with me at the moment. But what that does is the magazine edge lip comes and kicks that spring up, and then when you eject it, it helps force the magazine out, and it forces it out with a lot of force. So all those springs up front are new. Back here we have the SFS system, and it's kind of hard to see because it is dark, but in here we have a new sear spring, new hammer spring, hammer strut, new hammer, new sear, and a couple other parts, and also with new safety lever, which also gives you an ambidextrous safety lever. So everything in the back here, all the springs, all the pieces, everything from the hammer back through all the springs down through the handle, through the grip here, are all new as well. The only thing I didn't replace that I still have, because I haven't decided if I wanted it yet or not, is there is an ambi magazine release that I haven't decided if I want to put it on or not. So that's in the frame. Now in the slide, what's new, and we will try to show you this here, is the sear. This is a type 1. So what a type 1 is, on a type 3, you have this plunger back here. It's a safety plunger like you'd see in a modern striker fire that blocks the firing pin from going forward unless the trigger is depressed. Well, the type 1s don't have that, and in the Springfield and in the original type 1s, this bar right here, this is your sear bar. This was a floating piece. So in other words, there's no, you push it down, it stays down, you push it down, it stays down, it just floats in there, and it floats on this pin. So what I did was I traded out that sear bar for this one, which is a safety sear bar that has a spring about right here that pushes it back up and takes the bar off of, pushes this part back down, and that part interacts with this piece right here on the sear, which causes that to go down, that little bump there. That's what that connects with. So just as an extra measure of safety, this can't contact this piece here unless I depress the trigger, which is with that little trigger bar. Find it here. Right here, pushes up. So you see how that goes up. Connects with this right here, pushes that down, which makes this end come up and pushes that part down, which causes the hammer to fire. So it's just an extra measure of safety for carry. And then the last thing I did was to change the firing pin spring and put a heavier one in there, again as a extra drop safety measure. Since there isn't a firing pin block, I'm making more resistance to that just being able to go forward on its own. So I don't know if those things are necessary, but it seemed in my mind a good practice. Just try to make this gun as safe to carry as I possibly can. So that is pretty much the quick and dirty of the modifications I did to this particular weapon. So on the early versions, BHSpringSolutions recommended changing out your extractor and the extractor spring. Mine are fine, and it extracts very well. Puts it about, I don't know, 3 to 6 feet at the 9 o'clock or the 3 o'clock position from me as the shooter consistently. So I didn't feel the need to swap that out. So I just left that alone. Well, first of all, let me demonstrate the SFS. So right now it's cocked, and you can see there's a safety lever on this side now too, because the Springfield doesn't come with that. So now it is safe, and then to off safe, hammer kicks back. So the SFS is working. Let's see if it shoots. Seems to work. Let's see if it kicks out the magazine with force. And it does. That's the Springfield mag, which is basically a Metgar, which is what this is. So we're going to try the Metgar. Doing lots of testing on lots of different things. All right, so safe, fire. It out just fine. And the last magazine we're going to try, this is a Browning. It's not marked, but it was in the package. It was a Browning surplus 13 rounder. Again, safe and fire. First failure to feed with it. Not really sure what happened there. Well, it looks okay. Not not shortened or anything. Interesting. So it doesn't like the Browning mag, apparently. Got some Blackhawks flying overhead. So it does not like this actual Browning magazine, apparently. Not sure why. Sorry for the sound. But right on the Browning, I'm not really sure what the issue is. All right, with the hammer being bobbed like this, you're not going to get bit, which is nice. The Springfield had a loop here. It was better than the big spur from the original Browning, but still, this is much better. And then again, to go to safe, pretty slick. So we'll have to do some more testing. Maybe this is just a bad mag or something's off with it, but we'll keep testing. All right, it's another day out here, and I'm going to shoot this thing again. And we had issues last time shooting with this particular magazine. It's one of the Browning. It's a surplus Browning. I haven't actually torn into it to see what was the deal, but we're going to try it again. But first, I want to try it with the stock one that came with it, just to make sure it's not a problem with the gun. So that one worked fine. I'll try the Browning one now. So, doesn't like that magazine for whatever reason. Got another Browning magazine. Let's try it with that one, just to see what the deal is with it. That one didn't lock back. Weird. Huh. Strange. Well, that's a Browning 10 rounder. I don't know, man. We'll just keep trying it. Let me do a Metgar 13 rounder. That one worked fine, and locked the slide back. So I don't know what the deal is with this one. It just doesn't want to lock the slide back, I guess. I don't know. So I think it was just this magazine. It's not the gun. So we'll keep working on it, and I'll tear into it. Like I said, I think it's a surplus mag, so I don't know if it's got old springs or whatever. We can work on it. Yeah, it just does not like it. So I'm guessing this one will be a test for malfunction drill. So I don't know. Since I think we can really say that it is magazine related, The Browning high power clone, the Springfield Armory SA-35, with the safety fast system and the upgraded optimized trigger and upgraded springs, and all the work that we did to it is a win. I'm going to shoot some more with it, and after I get maybe 500 or 600 more rounds through it, it'll go into my carry rotation. Thanks. All right, so I lied. We had one other magazine. It was one of these Metgars, 15 round Metgard, that also had one little hiccup with it. Had one little hiccup with it, so we're gonna run it. Sorry, I gotta figure out. Let's see here. Off save, and still learning this system, man. It's weird. All right, so I'm gonna run another magazine through just to see if it was a one-off thing or if it was something wrong with this magazine too. So might have been a one-off thing, I don't know, but I'm going to mark it and keep an eye on it. This will be range only for now. Won't be one of my carry ones until I can be confident with it, but all the rest of them did work, including the 10 round Browning. So the only one that didn't work was the original Browning. Well, actually, it's not even marked. I don't even know what it is. It was sold as a Browning surplus, but who knows. And maybe possibly this Metgar. So now I'm going to put some carry rounds in it just to see how it does with those, and see what it does. All right, first one we're going to do is we got these Federal. They are Holder. Ballistic clean. Anyway, I'm not sure. They're 100 grain jacketed soft point. I don't know. It's a zinc soft point bullet. That's what it looks like. We're going to try that through there, see what that does. And then the next one was, it's kind of gimmicky, but it's funny. My dad, when he passed away, left. I don't know why he bought this stuff. He must have got it really cheap or something, but he bought a bunch of this Hornady zombie stuff, which is basically just critical duty, or critical defense, I think. Ammunition back in the, I guess, 10 or 15 years ago when the zombie thing was a huge craze. And pretty much the only difference is it's got a green tip. So I don't have a lot of 9mm that's not plus P, and everything I've read said you probably shouldn't put plus P through this. So it is what it is. So we're going to use some of this zombie stuff. We're going to take out some zombies. All right, see how it does. Pretty good. All right, we're gonna do that other one. Here we go. All right, so this is the Federal Ballistic Clean. Never shot this stuff before either. Again, my dad had this stuff. We're just trying different stuff. That's soft shooting. But it works. That's a lot softer shooting ammo. So I don't know. Have to deal with gel, I guess, to see if that's worth carrying with like a soft point or not. But anyway, all right, I think that's really it this time. So thanks for watching. I know it was a long video. I appreciate it if you got all the way through it. Maybe learned a little something about the SA-35 and the SFS safety fire system from BHSpringSolutions. I just want to do a couple of shout outs real quick before I end it. Shout out to Salvo Weaponry in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, who sold me this and actually traded for me, gave me a really good deal on it. And he didn't have to do that, but he's a good dude. So if you're in the central Kentucky area and looking for something, hey, check out Salvo Weaponry. And also I'd like to give a shout out to BHSpringSolutions and Mark Allen in particular, who spent a lot of time with me to make sure I'd get this thing right, that I could do the work myself and be really happy with the end result. So again, thanks for watching.